wet wood you put on a fire, the more smoke you get.
Well, I thought... Did he see me?
I don't think so.
If he did, they'll come after me. Blake said he would. And he will.
Charlie?
All hooked up. I'm just keeping the coffee hot.
Well, we're going to pull out as soon as Bill and Duke get back.
Yep. Hey, here they come now. Now, ain't they a sight for sore eyes? What have you two young'uns been doing, making mud pies?
Oh, did you finish?
Yep. Good old gumbo, just like glue.
Gumbo. I thought there was some kind of soup.
Chris, how do you expect a man to be a cook if he doesn't know the difference between mud and soup?
I heard that, and I'll remember it the next time you stick them big lunch hooks in looking for seconds, too.
How'd it go?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. Two of the wagons were bogged down.
It was just a drizzle we had last night. What'll happen if it really rains?
You know, that cowboy I was talking to told me that old Shag Doherty moves all the stock out of here before it starts to rain. He said if he didn't, it'd bog down their bellies.
That's why we haven't seen any cattle around here the last couple of days. I thought we were finally off the Doherty Ranch.
Not for a while yet. You could ride for 2 weeks in any direction and still be on it.
Hard to believe one man can own so much land.
This is one part of it I'll be glad to see behind us. If the cow bogs down when this ground really gets wet, think what'll happen to a wagon.
Oh, I've been thinking about it. You know, those clouds look like they're meaning business.
I've been thinking about that, too.
Well, standing here talking about it won't keep the rain away. Duke, you better get on the trail. We'll be rolling about 20 minutes behind you.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to check down the line before we pull out.
Chris, what do you know about that young couple?
Oh, the Crawfords? Oh, they seem to be nice enough kids. Wagon's in bad shape, but he promised to pick up some new supplies the first town we hit. The men don't seem to object having her along.
So I've noticed, but the women won't talk to her.
Well, that'll be all right. After they get to know everybody. They've only been with us 2 days. What's troubling you, Bill?
Oh, I don't know. Just a feeling, I guess. You know, any time I see a man walking and looking back over his shoulder like Cole Crawford does, I start wondering what he's running from.
Well, I guess you could say everybody on this wagon train's running away from something.
Hey, Charlie, hold it, will you? I'd like a cup of your coffee.
This ain't coffee, remember? It's mud. I don't know the difference. Coffee's it.
So you whipped him good, did you, son?
Goodenough says he had to move his wife and 6 kids out of that shack he built.
Them sodbusters never will learn. But you done the right thing. You let one of them stay, and before long, there'll be 20 of them just like him, plowing up our range, feeding on our beef, using up our lumber. Say, you best get over at that sodbuster shack and burn it down. Don't give them nothing to come back to.
I already did.
Good. I like the way you're taking hold, Blake. One of these days, you're going to be running a spread. You do that, you can't be soft about it.
That's right, Dad. Hey, you taught me that pretty good.
Well, I hope so. If your mother was here, she wouldn't agree to that. She just never did seem to fit into this country. Maybe she was here too soon. She said the country was changing. In fact, just before she died, she wanted me to promise her that I'd lay away my guns. she just never could understand. And in this country, a man gets what he takes. Now, all this land I got, I took it away from the Indians with guns. And just about every day since then, I've had to fight to hang on to it with guns. Maybe she was right. Maybe this country is changing, but not that much. This is still no place for a weak man.
That sodbuster I ran off said that he was going to get some of his friends and come after me.
Oh, more than likely that's just talk, but whether it is or whether it ain't, you got to be ready for it. I got the men to back you up, and you know I'm back you 100%.
It's going to take a gun to move him out next time.
Well, then let it. Son, you made your stand, now you got to stick by it. Now, once you tell a man you're going to do something, you got to do it. It don't make no difference whether it's right or wrong. That can be taken care of later. But you just can't never back down, because once you do, you're lost. Now, them guns you're wearing, they ain't just playthings. You figure you got to use them, you use them.
Thanks, Dad. That's what I wanted to hear you say.
Frank, when'd you get back?
Just rode in. Well, we got all the cows moved. Good thing, too. Sure smells like rain.
Good. Has old Chris Hale still got his wagon train camped over there?
Well, it's just about ready to pull out when I left.
Lucky for him. Starts raining, he's have to be stuck in there for the winter.
So a friend of yours, Blake?
That sodbuster, he back?
No, a pretty one. Helen Bentley.
Are you sure? Now, who's this Helen Bentley?
Oh, I thought you'd know her. Blake was running around with her for about 5 years. She finally got tired of waiting for him to pop the question. Ran out on him.
Now, wait a minute, Blake. I didn't mean nothing.
Where is she?
What's this all about?
I said, where is she?
She's on the wagon train with that drifter that's been hanging around her.
Who is this gal?
Look, I don't have to tell you every move I make, do I?
Well, that's right, you don't. But if she's just another gal, then I think you're getting way too upset over it. But if she ain't just another gal, how come you let her to walk out on you?
Look, she didn't walk out on me. Frank said she's still around, didn't he?
That's right. So what you going to do about it?
I'm going to go bring her back.
Is that what you want?
Why don't you forget about it, Blake?
Look, you go out there and you saddle my horse, and you're going with me.
Son, you sure you know what you're doing?
You taught me if I wanted something to take it, didn't you?
I do. It's long since I've seen any rain. I've forgotten what it looks like.
Well, you'll remember soon enough. Keep moving right along, Charlie.
Sir. Here. Let me help you with this.
Joseph?
I was just trying to help her with the wood.
You haven't even been properly introduced.
Oh, now, honey, this is hardly Boston society.
Just because we're in a heathen land doesn't mean that we have to dispense with all social amenities.
Helen, I could have packed that wood in. You shouldn't be doing that kind of work.
Oh, that's all right, Cole. I want to do my part. Oh, I'm going to learn to cook if it kills me.
Now, you quit that. Oh, honey?
I hope I'm not calling at an inconvenient time. We haven't met. I'm Mrs. Edwards.
Well, I'm Helen Crawford. This is my husband, Cole.
How do you do, ma'am?
How do you do?
I'm sorry that our camp isn't very tidy. I'm not a very good cook.
Really? I supposed all ranch women were.
Well, I've never lived on a ranch. I've always worked.
How very interesting. What sort of work?
She worked in a dress shop in town.
A dress shop.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very nice. Well, I have to look after my supper.
She knew I'd ruined our supper. She just came here to look down her nose at me.
Now, honey, you gotta quit thinking like that.
Oh, Cole, what am I going to do?
Right now, you're going to kiss me.
I made too much of this stew. I was hoping you folks would like it. It's pretty good if I say so myself.
Well, if you're sure.
Go ahead, take it.
Thanks.
You know, the hardest thing in the world is to cook on a campfire. I hate to think of all the suppers I've spoiled.
I've never cooked before.
Well, don't you worry about it. You're going to do just fine. And Mrs. Crawford, don't you worry about Mrs. Edwards or those other ladies either. They just got a bad case of wagon fever, that's all. They'll get in line all right.
Thank you, Mr. Rooster.
Just call me Charlie. Everybody else does. Bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
If I wasn't trying to be such a lady, I'd have punched that nasty Mrs. Edwards right in the nose.
Oh, honey, you mustn't let that old busybody get you so upset.
Oh, it's not just Mrs. Edwards, it's all of them. I've seen the way they look at me.
Well, they're just jealous because you're prettier than they are, that's all.
Cole, I want so much for things to be right for us.
They will, honey. Don't you worry about that. You're my wife, and I'm so proud of you. There isn't any past for either one of us. Not anymore. Our lives began the minute we met.
I love you so much.
That's all that matters.
You know, I feel sorry for that little Crawford girl. The way Mrs. Edwards and them other old hens treat her, you'd think she was poison. And just because she can't cook.
Well, now, Charlie, you know about Mrs. Edwards. If you're not able to cook, it's a cardinal sin. And besides, she's the best cook on this whole train. She told you so herself.
Oh, she ain't so good.
Well, I noticed you ate about a dozen of those biscuits of hers she brought over to us.
Was there anything wrong with my biscuit?
No. I thought they were specially tender tonight.
Will you cut that out?
You know, Chris, speaking about the Crawfords, something happened to you I think you ought to know.
How was that, Bill?
Well, Mrs. Crawford was driving her wagon.
Well, she's green, all right. There's no reason why she shouldn't try to learn how to handle a team in the smooth spots.
Yeah, I know, but she was all alone.
Where was Cole?
Well, I asked her that, and she said that he wanted to walk for a while and meet some of the people.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, but his horse was gone. About 2 hours later, I saw him, and he was catching up with the train.
Did you ask him where he'd been?
No, I thought I'd talk to you about it first. You know, I can't figure why she lied to me. Why do you suppose he's backtracking?
Well, that's what I'm going to ask him. Cole? Can I talk to you a minute?
Sure, Mr. Hill. Anything wrong?
I don't know. Is there?
I guess I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, when I told you a couple of days ago you could join up with us, I also told you there were rules and regulations to be followed.
Oh, yes, sir, but...
And one of those rules is nobody's to leave this train without Hawks or myself knowing about it.
I just felt like taking a little ride, that's all. I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
What are you running from, Cole?
Well, nothing. I told you, I was working on a place up north, and I saved up enough money to get a little spread of my own. I came down here and couldn't find anything, and then I met Helen, and we got married and decided to try California.
I'm not trying to pry into your private affairs, Cole. I have no right to do that. But I have responsibilities to the people of this train. If you're running from the law...
No. Neither Helen or I are running from the law, Mr. Hale. You've got to believe that.
All right, you keep the rules, I'll go along with that. And Cole, when you get ready to tell me what's troubling you, I'll be around.
Why didn't you tell him, Cole?
I will, when we get off Shag Doherty's land.
One of those fellas is Frank Shaw, that cowboy I was talking to.
Saw your campfire. Thought I smelled coffee.
Get off and rest your saddles, boys. We've got plenty. You're Shag Doherty's boy, aren't you?
That's right. I guess you've met Frank, yeah?
Yeah, we met.
Right. Bill Hawks, Duke Shannon, Charlie Worcester.
All right,
Frank.
Thank you.
Well, you're quite a ways from ranch headquarters for this time of night, aren't you?
As a matter of fact, we weren't headed for the ranch. We were looking for you.
Oh? Any reason in particular?
Hey, you got quite a few pilgrims on this outfit. Got to thinking that some of them might mistake one of our cows for a deer.
Your father never had any trouble with my taking a wagon train through his land?
Well, that's what he told me.
But there's not much doing right now, and Frank and me thought we might just ride along with you for a day or so. You don't object, do you?
Why should I? It's your land.
Yeah, I thought you might think so. Thanks for the coffee. Come on, Frank.
Thank you. Welcome.
What do you suppose brought that on?
They've got a saying around this part of the country, don't try to figure out why Blake Doherty does anything. Old Shag raised him to do exactly what he pleases.
Come on, Tim, get him hooked up.
Ellen.
You're wasting your time, Blake. It's all over.
I'm in love with you, Helen. You know that.
No, I don't know it. I've been listening to you tell me that for the last 5 years. I even believed it because I wanted to. But it wasn't true ever.
I'm not going to let you go.
Because you love me? Oh, Blake, I know you so well. You only want something when you think you can't have it.
I'm not going to let you throw away 5 years of our life.
But you already have. That's the trouble. 5 years of loving you and living on promises you never had any intention of keeping.
Look, you're going back with me. Did your pig farmer friend kiss you like that?
He doesn't have to. He married me. But you wouldn't understand that, would you?
That's right, I wouldn't understand that. Anyway, I've got a feeling there's going to be some changes. I think you're just about to become a widow.
What's the trouble, Chris?
Something wrong with the Crawford wagon. Let's go.
You lost a wheel nut. No damage to the axle.
All right, you better go cut a pry pole, Bill.
Use your axe, Cole?
Sure.
Got a spare wheel nut?
No, I don't have any spare parts at all.
Charlie, you better go get a wheel nut.
Yes, sir.
Better bring a wrench, too.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how you do it, Hale, putting up with all these clodhoppers. Are the rest of them as ignorant as this one?
We expect accidents to happen.
Well, I guess so. You'd think that even a pig farmer would have sense enough to bring along some spare parts, wouldn't you?
Forget it, Blake.
Oh, sure, no offense. But it is kind of funny how such an ignorant man can marry such a pretty woman.
Cole, you got a heavy box or something we can put under that axle?
Yeah.
Get it. Now listen, Blake. You asked to ride along with us for a ways. Well, I can't stop you from doing that. But I can stop you from doing anything that interferes with the welfare of this wagon train. You understand that?
Sure, Mr. Hale. Well, you know me, always trying to get along with everybody.
Mr. Hale.
Yes, Miss Crawford.
Mr. Hale, I want to...
Yes?
Is there anything I can do?
No, I don't believe so. Thank you.
Put it right down here, Cole, and pry on it. You better give him a hand on the pole.
Go. Charlie, give me a hand. There she goes. There she goes.
You'd be noon further up the line.
All right, Crawford wagon dropped a wheel.
How's it look up ahead?
Well, some good camping spots higher up, but it'll take us 2 days to get there. Afraid we're all going to get a little wet.
Here you go, Duke.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Stew. One of my best dishes.
Yes, sir. Potatoes from yesterday, beans from the day before, and the rest of that jackrabbit I shot last week.
Yeah? Well, I noticed you cleaned your plate up.
I see Blake Doherty's still with us.
Yeah, but he won't be for long if he doesn't keep his mouth shut.
Why don't you leave him alone, Blake?
Well, I'm not going to bother him, Frank. All I want's a cup of coffee. Well, aren't you going to offer me a seat? What do you want? Well, now, that doesn't sound very friendly. You being my guest, so to speak, is still on my land, you know. All I want's a cup of coffee. And, maybe a little conversation? You got your coffee, now get out of here. Now, that's what I call a good cup of coffee. And, one good turn deserves another.
No.
You don't scare me, Doherty.
Scare you? Well, now, where'd you ever get an idea like that? I noticed that you didn't have a gun. And like I said, one good turn deserves another. Go on, pick it up. It's yours.
Please, Cole.
Oh, now, ain't that sweet? Your wife's worried about you. Now, don't worry about him, honey doll. Did she tell you that that's what I used to call her, honey doll? Now, he's not going to try anything, honey doll. You see, he's just a yellow-livered pig farmer. And that's all he is. And you know, that's what kind of hurts me. I wouldn't have minded so much if you'd have run off with a man. But this... Now, you just couldn't know what you were doing. So I guess I'm going to just have to take you away with me. For your own good.
Doherty, you touch Helen, I'll kill you.
Now, that sounds like an out-and-out threat to me. I guess I better be prepared to defend myself. Well, what are you waiting for, pig farmer? You got a gun there, pick it up.
No, Cole, please. That's exactly what he wants you to do. He's trying to goad you into a fight.
That's exactly what he's going to get.
Give me that gun.
I've got as much right to a gun as anybody on this train.
No, you haven't. Not when you're going to kill somebody with it.
Oh, please, Cole, give it to him.
Helen, you know what I've got to do. You're not going to do anything. I'm moving these wagons out, and you're coming along with us. Don't make me take that gun away from you, boy. Tell Blake it didn't work.
It's raining up ahead. About as big as a hen's egg. We're going right toward it.
All right, have Bill keep everybody moving. Don't let any wagons stop.
I'm out of slicker, Charlie. Got one, Mr. Chris, right here.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Save yourself a lot of trouble, Helen, if you come on back to town with me now. After all, I never treated you so bad. I used to bring you presents, remember? Never had to drive in a team in all this rain and mud.
Your kind of dirt stains a lot deeper than this mud.
Hi!
right, let's give Bobby a big hand. That was fine, Bobby. Now, who's going to be next? I heard somebody play the banjo not 2 nights ago. Now, who was it? Well, if you folks insist, I'll do a little dance. How about it, Bobby? Oh, that's enough. Now, there must be somebody who wants to try their act or something, a little poem or anything. Come on, this party ain't got started yet.
How about you, Ellen? You were always good at entertaining. Oh, come on now. I never seen you bashful before. Not even in front of a whole saloon full. Say, do you remember the time that you stood up on the bar and did the can-can dance for us? Folks, you should have seen that. Well, I'll bet there were 50 trail drivers there, and every one of them in love with Helen. And she sure could make a man come crawling to her. Yes, sir. She always had her pick. That's why I never could figure her just running off with one man.
Blake, please.
You take those guns off, Blake, and I'll turn him loose.
Why, now, I don't want any trouble. It's just that all of us boys always thought an awful lot of Helen when she worked there in the saloon.
Dress shop indeed.
Please let me explain. You don't understand.
Take your wagon and your lover and get back to the saloon where you belong. You're not fit to travel with decent people.
Get your gear together and get out of here.
No, wait a minute, Hale. Ain't you forgetting whose land you're on?
I said get out of here, Blake, and don't come back.
You know, a man wants to work in this part of the country. He works for Shag Doherty. You work for Shag, you're wet nurse's son. I'm a man's got to work for a living. It don't mean I like the job.
I understand, Frank.
Just let me have a gun.
You take some advice, boy? He's just waiting for you to try that, and you ain't got a chance in the world. So why don't you swallow your pride and stay away from him, huh?
He's right, Cole. You lose either way. If you did kill him, you just have to stand still and face his father, or keep on running. One or the other.
Man can only take so much, Mr. Hale.
Well, a man can take an awful lot when he knows he's right. Why don't you go see your wife, Cole? She needs you.
Helen, what are you doing? What's the matter?
Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I know those women, and I know what they're thinking. You're willing to believe anything, aren't you? Just because I didn't come from Boston and I can't introduce you to my parents.
I think quite enough has been said for one evening.
Well, I don't. Yes, I worked for a living. Is that so horrible? Here, read this.
Whatever it is, I'm not interested.
Oh, I think you're all going to be interested. Oh, look! Look, it's a wedding license. It's my wedding license. Well, that's what you were all waiting to see, isn't it?
You don't have to prove anything, honey. You're worth 20 of them. Come on, let's go.
You all must be real proud of yourselves. Better get in your wagons. Make it wet.
You're doing a smart thing getting out of here, Blake.
I'm not going without her, Frank.
Don't worry. Just because a bunch of gossipy old women think you're...
Call?
Stay in the wagon. for my woman, pig farmer. Doherty, you'll push me as far as you're gonna. Me again, pig farmer. I guess I'll have to be ready to protect myself.
He's dead.
You want me to go after him, Chris?
No, let him go. Shag will have to know sometime.
How's the girl, Chris?
She calmed down a little.
Well, there's no way of getting around it. Old Shag Doherty's going to hold her responsible for this.
Well, I know that better than any of the rest of you. It doesn't look like the going's going to get any easier.
Yeah, 3 of the wagons were bogged down to the hubs. Looks like this old ground's taking about as much water as it can.
We better get those wagons made up, Bill. We can't stay here. Another rain like we had last night, we'll be here all winter.
What about Blake's body?
Well, Shag has the right to say where he wants him buried.
You figure Shag's going to catch up to us then?
He'll catch up with us, all right.
Mr. Hale,
Yes?
we've been talking, all of us. We don't like anybody bringing trouble that we've got no part of.
Oh, I don't like it either.
We know about Shag Doherty. We know he isn't going to like this.
You think you found a way to change that?
We were talking, that is, the wife and I. Well, we want you to get rid of the Crawfords. They have no right to be traveling with this train.
Well, you tell your wife when she's elected wagon master, I'll let her give the orders. Duke? That place you told me about for the noon stop sounds all right. Shag got to catch up with us just about there.
I figure it'll be a lot sooner than that. Still want to move those wagons?
What's the use? We just have to stop again. At least he's alone. Shag?
Chris?
I'm sorry about it, Shag.
I brought his horse. I'm taking him home.
I knew you'd want to.
The other horse is for the girl that killed him. I'm taking her, too.
Shag, there's more to this than you think.
The only thing there is to it is that she killed my boy, and that's all I need to know.
She has a right to be heard, you know that.
She'll be heard. She'll have a trial.
What, in your town? In front of your judge? In your court?
That's right. And that's more than she deserves. She killed my boy, and she's going to pay for it. I don't care if I have to drag her down the main street of town at the end of my own rope. She's going to pay for it.
I'm not going to let you take her, Shag.
And how do you aim to stop me?
You know we can stop you. I don't see how that's going to help your boy.
She killed my only son. I'm afraid you don't quite understand what that means to me.
I agree. She should face trial for it. But not in front of a judge who's already made up his mind because you told him to.
Is that your last word?
That's it.
Chris, we've been friends for a long time. I don't like to see it come to this. But you make me, and I'll take her. And you know I got the men to do it.
I don't want to see it come to that either.
Well, then turn her over to me.
Take your boy. Think about things. I hope you find the right answer, Shag. I'm not going to let you have the girl.
All right. I'll take my boy home. But when I come back for the girl, I won't be alone.
What's the matter, Bill?
Ah, it's that Crawford wagon again. Look.
I guess Edwards was right. I should have just pulled my wagon out of line and let you go on without me.
Let her make camp, Bill. We've gone as far as we can for one day anyway. We'll move you and Helen into my wagon. Take as much of your gear as we can. You'll be ready to pull out with us first thing in the morning, huh?
Yes, sir.
Chris, where's Charlie tonight?
Oh, there's some trouble with one of the wagons. He and Duke are out taking care of it.
Good look at that Crawford wagon. We're going to have to leave it behind.
I figured as much.
You know, Chris, Edwards and his wife are doing a lot of talking. Everybody seems to feel that you're risking trouble for a lot of people just because of a saloon girl and a drifter.
You feel that way?
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about a couple hundred people that we're more or less obligated to.
I told those two they could join up with us. They paid their fare. They're entitled to as much protection as anybody else on this train.
Well, I'm not arguing that point. I just thought you better know what the people are saying.
All right, you've told me.
I think I'll turn in.
Mr. Hale?
Cole? How's Helen?
She's sleeping, thank you. I had this in my wagon. I plan to wear it from now on.
I guess that's your right.
I'd like to tell you about Helen and me, Mr. Hale.
You don't have to.
I know that, but I just kind of like to.
Sit down.
Thanks. That was all true about Helen having worked in a saloon.
A lot of people have worked in saloons.
Yeah. She hated every minute of it. Nobody ever knew that, except me, I guess. I knew it because I hated what I was doing, too.
I thought you worked on a ranch.
I did, in a way. Helen didn't try to stop me from putting on a gun because she was afraid Blake would outdraw me. She tried to stop me because she knew he couldn't. I was a hired gun when I met Helen.
You said the law wasn't after you.
I didn't lie to you about it. A lot of big ranches hire gunfighters. There'll be a lot more. I killed my own kind. The law called it even. Got any idea how many men I've killed and got paid for it? No, I guess not. Well, it was enough. Enough so I got real sick of it. So I quit. Wandered down to Doherty's town. Nobody knew me around there. I wanted time to stop and think things out. Then I met Helen and we fell in love.
She was Blake Doherty's girl?
5 years. 5 years of living on the promise that he was going to marry her. She was as sick of her way of life as I was of mine. We talked it out. And we closed the door on the past. You see, we never lied to each other. Not once. So it was over and done with. That's why I promised Helen never to put the gun on again. That would be opening up that door to the past.
Why are you telling me all this, Cole?
Because we had big plans, Helen and me. New life in a new place. And that dream's still there for Helen.
Well, it's still there for you, too, if you want to take it.
No. You know better than that, Mr. Hale. Shag's coming after her. He'll be bringing his hired guns. I'll be there to meet him. But Helen won't. She's moving on with you in the morning. I'll satisfy Shag. He won't bother you, I can promise you that.
I'm staying too, Cole.
No, you're not, Helen. I won't let you.
You can't stop me. I didn't have any life before I met you, Cole, and I wouldn't have any without you.
Helen, I can't have this whole wagon train in danger because of me.
Because of us. We're one and the same. Thank you for everything you've tried to do. You move out in the morning, Mr. Hale. Cole and I are staying here.
Anything wrong?
Well, the weather's making up again. We're going to get more rain.
Yeah, I've been watching it. Figure we can pull out before daybreak if it need be. Any more rain, Chris will have to snake these wagons out one at a time.
We can't risk it. Duke, how far is it to the timber in good sound footing?
Well, we get an early enough start, we can noon on dry ground. As soon as we hit the slope, we're out of this bog.
All right, you shouldn't be too hard to follow. I'll meet you there. Bill, you're in charge.
Wait a minute, Chris. Would you mind telling me what you meant by what you just said?
I thought I made it plain enough. You're pulling out without me.
Would you tell me why?
Let's say it's just because I want it that way.
Let's say it's because of the Crawfords. You know, there's no need for this, Chris. They can ride on another wagon.
Do you think that'll make any difference? Shag Doherty will follow us halfway to California if he has to. Folks have begun to panic already. Do you think they'd help Helen and Cole knowing they're the reason we're being followed?
All right, if you're determined to stay here and face Doherty, we have the right to stay here with you.
We have no right to do any such thing. Most of the people on this wagon train are carrying everything they own with them. You get stuck here, you'll involve them in a fight they have nothing to do with. At best, we'd have to throw off half of everything on every wagon just to get out of here. You know your responsibility, Bill, and so do the others. You see that these wagons get through.
You couldn't talk Doherty down the last time, Chris, and there was 3 of us standing right there with guns. It'll be different this time.
All right, then it'll be different. Cole Crawford doesn't want to run anymore. He has a right to make that decision.
Well, then let him make it. It's his fight, not yours.
You don't mean that, Bill. I can't just go off and leave a man by the side of the trail to face his trouble alone. Neither could you.
Well, I'm staying with you.
You're staying with the wagons. If you'd like it better that way, I'll make it an order.
He's made his mind up to it?
Yeah, he's made his mind up, dude. He's told me before. Doesn't like to see a man die alone.
There they are, Shag.
I'll handle it from here, Frank. You stay with the boys unless I need you. Chris, I come for the girl.
I was expecting you.
You still figuring on stopping me from taking her?
I still figure on stopping you.
Chris, I got no quarrel with you or with young Crawford there. I just want that saloon woman.
She's my wife, Mr. Doherty.
That'll make no difference. She killed my boy and I'm taking her with me.
She didn't kill him, Shag.
Now, what kind of talk is that? Frank up there saw it. Saw her standing right there with that rifle in her arms.
I say she didn't kill him.
You better explain that.
I don't think I have to. I think you already know. But if you want to hear it, I'll tell you.
You tell me. Blake was my only son. He was all I had.
I can understand how it was. A father wants his only son to have everything he never had himself. He wants it to be easy.
No, I never made it easy for my boy. I taught him to fight for everything he wanted, just like I did.
You didn't teach him to fight. You taught him to take without giving, Shag. It won't work.
Well, it worked for me. How do you think I come by everything I got? A man has got to take. I took all this land away from the Indians, and I taught my boy to be tough so he could hang on to it.
But you forgot one thing. Times change. You refused to change with them. You tried to mold your son into an exact image of yourself. You were wrong, Shag. You're not God.
All I know is that my son is dead and she killed him.
That's right, he's dead. But Helen Crawford didn't kill him. You did. You did. I don't know when it started. Maybe the first time you told him to take something, regardless of who it hurt. First time he shot a man. You hired a judge and jury to turn him loose.
You shut up.
You're the only one who knows when it really started. But you know.
You shut up!
There was one particular time. That was the time you started killing your son.
I said shut up! Mighty fast with that thing, boy. What stopped you?
I don't know.
Was it my men up there in the hill?
No, it wasn't your men, Mr. Doherty. It wasn't you either. Killing you just didn't make sense to me anymore.
It was more than that. He made a promise.
To you?
To himself, to our future. Do you have any idea what my future was before I met Cole? Well, I'll tell you. My father disowned me when I ran away with your son, but I did it anyway, because I loved him and we were going to be married. He said you'd be so pleased to have a daughter. But I guess he never got around to telling you about that, did he, Mr. Doherty? Just like he never got around to marrying me. Yes, I was a saloon woman. I worked in a saloon because I had no place to go back to, and I had to eat.
Chris, I come out here to see justice done.
No, you didn't. You came here to try to take some of the load off your own guilt. Well, if you think killing me and two young people who have a chance at life will make it easier for you, you go ahead. Catch up with the wagons by noon.
Mr. Hale, I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you.
Fella's away.
You just name it.
I've been admiring that gun of yours. I'd sure like to have one like that. Well, we better get started, hadn't we?
Like them newlyweds are making friends fast, don't it?
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I brought you some biscuits. Nobody makes them better than I do. If you can find time, Mrs. Crawford, stop by my wagon and I'll teach you how to make them.
Looks like clear weather ahead, Chris.
Yeah, sure does.
You must be Christopher Hale.
That's right.
Warden Packer. Come in. Sit down, please.
Thank you.
I've sent for him. He'll be here in a minute. Oh, before he comes, you know the condition the governor made.
Condition? Well, I understood it was to be a full pardon.
It isn't a pardon at all. He's being paroled in your custody. You're responsible for him. If he wants to stay out of jail, or worse, you'll have to make sure that he...
Thank God for that.
It's not quite over. Sit down, gentlemen.
What do you mean, not quite over, Warden?
Well, as you know, your brother received a life sentence without possibility of pardon. So the governor couldn't have let him go scot-free even if he wanted to. He didn't. He didn't even want to parole him. There's a lot of feeling here in Wyoming about your brother Levi. I had to persuade him.
How come you were on my side?
Well, I'm not particularly. I just didn't want to see you die in my prison. I don't think any man deserves to die in prison, whatever he's done.
Well, is he... Are you sick, Levi? Oh, I need glasses, I guess. Slow him down a bit. Man wears out like anything else. But I'll last until...
Until what? You're not still harboring any ideas of revenge.
My memory must be going. Is there anybody still alive who was mixed up in that business?
Where's your train now?
About 10 miles east of here.
Which means how many days until you'll get into Utah?
3, 4 if we run into weather.
Make it 3. If you have to go through floods or tornadoes or hellfire itself, that's the condition I was talking about. He's got to get out of Wyoming and stay out for the rest of his life. So long as he does, he's a free man. But if he ever sets foot in this territory again, we'll hang him.
Plans, Levi? I'm 10 years older than you, Chris. Look 20 and feel about 50 years old. That'd make me 100 and something. Man that old don't make plans. Well, then let me make them for us. Both alone in the world, last of the Hales. We should be together. San Francisco's a nice town. I think you like it. We could do well together there. You've made your point, Chris. I'm almost 1,000 miles away and take an awful long rope from here to stretch my neck there. Now, forget it. I'm not going to get home. You mean you've given up? I've given up making plans. I had a whole set of them once. Future all laid out like a map. A crazy mob came along and rubbed out that map, leaving only their dirty fingerprints on my life. No, we won't make any plans, Chris. We'll just take things as they come along, one by one.
Bill? Yeah? Here they come. How are we supposed to act? I mean, what's our attitude?
There's no attitude, Charlie. You just act real pleasant, say howdy, and warn him that your stew's about ready.
What do you mean, warn him?
Well, at least you can put him on his guard.
This here's Bill Hawks, my brother Levi.
Levi?
Hawks. Charlie Worcester.
Howdy, Mr. Levi.
Worcester, whose cooking you won't soon forget.
Well, that's a pretty big train you got here, Chris. How many folks you carrying?
Oh, a little over 300.
They all start from St. Joe?
Most of them. We picked up a few in Nebraska. Bill and Charlie already know about you, Levi. They're good friends of mine. They want to be good friends of yours, so they had to be told. I don't think there's any danger of anybody finding out, even remembering. Most folks can't even remember what they had for supper, let alone remembering what happened in a little town in a remote place 10 years ago.
Mr. Hale?
Gray. That's not Gray, Levi. That's Duke Shannon, our young scout. My brother Levi, Duke.
I'm sorry. How are you, son?
Excuse me, sir. Did I hear right? Are you Levi Hale? The Levi Hale? Why, I know all about you, sir.
What'd you want, Duke?
The bell mare was fighting with one of the stallions. I separated them, but I think she's hurt. If you'd like to take a look.
Take care of it, Bill.
I'd just like to say, sir, it's been a great honor meeting you.
Yeah. Come on, Duke. He's a nice enough kid. I wouldn't say he makes the most sense of anybody I've ever met. Probably got you confused with somebody else.
Same fair hair, same light-colored eyes, so much like Gray.
Let's get something to eat, Levi.
What did you mean, Duke, that you knew all about Levi Hale?
Doesn't everybody? That's a terrific story, isn't it? I mean, about what he did.
Yeah, you might say it's terrific. Hand me that liniment, will you? I had no idea he was Chris's brother.
You know, Hale's a pretty common name, and I thought Chris's family were all wiped out in that Apache massacre. I guess Levi wasn't there at the time. Lucky thing for him.
Yeah, you can call it lucky, all right. How come you know all about this? This happened a long time ago.
Well, my grandpa told me. Bill, he kept saying Gray to me. What's Gray mean?
You might say who instead of what. Grayson Hale, Levi's son. Duke, you better keep this quiet about Levi. That's as far as the rest of the train's concerned. Chris wants it that way.
Sure.
You know, Hawks, everybody knows an old chicken winds up in a pot sooner or later. Seems to me like the good Lord would save everybody a lot of trouble if he'd hatched these things out without feathers. There's one thing I hate is plucking.
Well, you know, Charlie could have made it a lot easier if he had hatched them already cooked.
Yeah.
That way you wouldn't go through all this work and we wouldn't be getting that heartburn. Now, chickens, what's the occasion?
Levi, you know he's been eating that garbage for years, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I saw him eating some of your stew this afternoon, and he had a real pained expression on his face.
Yeah?
Yes, I know he's got a few worries, but I'm in.
Hi, Duke.
Hello, Duke.
Oh, boy. I'm so hungry I could eat a bear.
Hey, you wouldn't settle for chicken, would you?
Well, I certainly would. It's about my favorite.
I suppose you like it with giblet gravy and dumplings and things, and maybe I'll throw in a couple of drumsticks, Duke.
Charlie, you got me drooling.
Well, Dukey, just drool on them, will you, while they're plucking them? Hey, and another thing, Duke. Take them away from camp a little ways before you pluck them. One thing I don't like is the mess around my camp, especially feathers that get in my beard.
You know, Charlie, Duke told me that his granddad told him all about Levi. Yeah, but he still didn't know about Gray. He seemed to kind of admire what Levi had done. You know, maybe Levi had a cause for what he did, but still murder.
Oh, boy.
Howdy, Mr. Levi.
Chris gave me this. First smoke I've had in some time. He might have probably borrowed right from your fire, Worcester.
I got matches right here.
No. They'll be fine. You know, there have been times this past year...
Mr. Levi, burn yourself. Let me put some lard on it to kind of stop the pain.
There's no pain.
There isn't?
Well, I scalded myself a couple of months ago in hot coffee. Didn't feel anything then, either.
Well, this'll keep it from blistering anyway.
Don't hurt. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Chris, Levi burned his hand
I
again.
know, I saw it. Had a small stroke. Older men get them sometimes. Sometimes they clear up, sometimes they get worse. He's half blind, gets confused. So that's why they let him go. To get rid of him before he died. And you just have to take care of him, that's all.
I told you to have reverence for God's creatures. You like to hurt things, don't you? You want to get along. Show her something. Levi, no.
That's not Gray. That's Duke Shannon. Gray's dead. I'm sorry, son. My mind's going too. All of them is dying in little creeping inches. Of course, Gray's dead. Gray's dead. Sorry. Bill tells me you said your grandfather told you all about my brother. Just what did he say?
That Levi Hale was one of the greatest lawmen the West has ever known. That's true, isn't it?
That's true. One of the greatest lawmen the West has ever known.
Henry Shannon's grandson, huh? I knew your grandpa well. You're a good friend.
You were Jim Bridger's scout, Grandpa said. And he was, let me see now. He sort of mapped out the route the party took and did the trapping and... Well, that's what he said. Didn't he?
In a matter of speaking, yes. You know, this fellow Napoleon once said the army marches on the stomach. Well, if that was true, Hank Shannon sure made us skedaddle fast.
You mean he was the cook? Like Wooster?
Exactly like Wooster. Kind, good-hearted, sincere, and a lousy cook.
You're getting along like two peas in a pod.
Yeah. He's sure a changed man lately. Duke's good medicine for him.
Well, tonight we'll camp in Moose Springs, just short of the Wyoming border. Come sundown tomorrow, we'll be in Utah, barring the weather.
Yeah? Oh, after we located the Great Salt Lake, let's see, that'd be 24. We started to split up. Bridger stayed. Married himself a Ute woman. Fact is, he kind of favored Indian gal. Married 3 of them all together. One at a time, of course.
Some of them are very beautiful.
My wife was a Pawnee, daughter of a chief. Gray Dove, her name was. She died when our boy was born. I named him after her. Gray's son. Grayson Hale.
Grandpa said you became a lawman. You were a U.S. Marshal, weren't you?
Well, not right from when they first pinned that badge on me.
He said your territory was all Nebraska territory down to Oklahoma. He said you were the greatest town tamer in history. He said when you'd enter a town, before you were through with it, it'd be eaten out of your hand. He said you became a living legend.
Now, wait a minute. Don't make me sound like Moses bringing the tablets down from Sinai. I did bring a certain amount of law where it was needed.
And then he said you disappeared suddenly. Nobody heard about you anymore. What happened? You retire?
You could put it that way. Retired from the law, so to speak. Well, all right. I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to lie down. Excuse me.
Levi. You catch cold standing there. Why don't you get back in bed?
A night like this when they killed Gray. Whenever I hear thunder, memory comes back like a blow. They came 20 of them to take him. Even so, they never got him. They had knocked me unconscious and tied me up. When I came to again, they were gone. All but Gray. He was still there. I'd planted that tree the day he was born. Just a sapling then, so it was as old as he was. Silver birch. That tree he was hanging from. It died that night, too. The night he died. Lightning struck it later, after I'd cut him down.
Didn't you see that hole? Yeah. And if you hadn't issued orders for us to roll fast through all this muck, it might not have happened. I wouldn't have busted my wheel.
Well, get it fixed or we'll pull on without you. I'll give you 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Chris? You can't fix that wheel in 5 minutes, and you know it.
Well, he'd better. We're still 20 miles short of being into Utah.
Well, last night's storm has slowed us down some.
We gotta get out of Wyoming. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Had a bad night last night with him. He lived Gray's death all over again.
Well, they can't do anything to him unless he comes back into Wyoming territory. We're not even through it yet.
I'll sure feel better when we are through it.
Where is he?
He's back in the wagon asleep the last I saw of him. I kind of hoped this sort of adopting Duke would dull his memory of it, but it hasn't. Even when his mind wanders and he gets confused, something down deep in him still remembers. Well, I'm going to help him with this wheel.
I'm going to see that Mr. Levi is treated like a gentleman. I'm going to serve his supper in bed tonight.
Bed?
Oh, he's not sick. He's not really in bed. He just said he didn't get any rest, so I told him to stay in the wagon and rest, and I'd wait on him. This old stool perked him up, too.
You want to bet?
Duke should be back by now.
Now it's 15 miles to the border and the same distance back. He'll be here soon.
Chris, if he finds it going open, you're going to move the train out tonight?
I might.
People are tuckered out. They're going to holler about it.
Well, then they'll have to holler. I just got a feel in my bones. I want to get out of here. How is it?
The trail's washed out practically all the way. And there's a bad rock fall to give the train a lot of trouble.
Who's the wagon master?
I am.
Oh. We got held up. Town I'm sheriff of did. Rock Springs, northeast of here, 3 days ago. Large gold shipment just been delivered to the bank.
Yes?
2 men. We got a real good description of them. A short, skinny one and a big, fat one, bald. Last we heard, they were headed for your train. We thought maybe they might be on it.
No, I don't think so. Nobody left the train in the vicinity of Rock Springs. Nobody's joined up since Nebraska. Nobody's taken any side trips for the last month.
You're Chris Hale, ain't you?
That's right.
Yeah, I heard about you off and on, one way or another. No joiners at all in Wyoming.
No.
Yeah. Nobody resigned. Nobody went off on any, let's say, picnics?
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a look around anyway. All right.
Just a minute. By what authority?
This little piece of common metal is the authority. Want to dispute it, Mr. Hale? Yeah, well, I'm getting old and fat. Should retire by rights. Got nothing to retire to. All alone in this world. I leave off work and I die. Can't die yet. Not just yet. Hey. Yeah, heard that name a lot. You had a great tragedy in your life, didn't you? Almost your whole family wiped out in Indian massacre.
I don't think I care to discuss my personal affairs with you, Sheriff.
Well, you got a right not to. Fact is, I'm just making talk when my boys get back. Yes, your wife, 2 children, sister-in-law, and one of your brothers. I had similar loss once. All the family I had. My daughter. Indian killed her, too. 10 years ago. We got a lot in common, Mr. Hale. Yes, she'd have been a grown woman now. Married for sure, 'cause she was a real pretty girl. Likely I'd have been a grandfather. But I'm not. I'm a nothing. I'm a fat, lonely old man.
You're Will Rudge.
Yes, I'm Will Rudge. We only met a couple of times. That was a good many years ago.
You led the mob that lynched Levi's son.
Watch your language, Chris Hale. Yes, I helped pull the rope on Gray gladly. The jury'd found him innocent. He was Levi Hale's son. He couldn't have committed any murder. He was guilty as Cain. Nobody was lynched, Mr. Hale. Justice was done that stormy night. Only justice.
Well, he's here, all right. Lead wagon, being served his supper like a lord.
Well, I'm afraid we lied to you, Mr. Hale. We didn't have any hold-up. We just had to have an excuse to go through your train. Governor notified us Levi was on it. We had to make sure.
We aren't even out of Wyoming yet. You can't touch him unless he comes back in.
I know. It's too bad, ain't it? Should have been that anybody that spots him any place at all strings him up.
You get off my train.
Not yet. Levi? Levi Hale!
Will, you want to see me?
Well, you don't look good, Levi. You don't look good at all. Now, you promised me one thing. Don't you die. Don't you die yet.
I hadn't planned to.
Well, I'm real glad to hear that. Because when you die, it's got to be at my hands.
Well, that's a real coincidence, Will. That's just how I had it planned for you.
I got 3 of you murderers, but before I could find you, I got stopped. Looks like now I'm going to get another chance at you.
You care to take it now?
We might get interfered with. Folks not concerned might get hurt. Oh, this is private and personal between you and me, Will. I gotta kill you, you gotta kill me. One of us will do it. I'll see you, Will.
Make it soon, Levi.
We're going into Utah tonight. Get 'em moving.
Let's get ready to roll. We're moving out tonight.
People have to guard him all the way to California?
Hear us. It's an old dead feud, Levi. Happened long ago. It should be forgotten by now.
Forget that my son was murdered and forgive his assassin.
There were 20 of them, you said, Levi. You going to spend the rest of your life?
There's not much left of it to spend. Most of them were just a mob, led on by Will Rudge. Hanging to them was just a lark, like a hoedown or a chivalry. Somebody started playing a fiddle, he'd have probably been satisfied with a square dance instead. Some of them were even on the jury to let him go. But Will and the sheriff stirred him up, so they came for Gray. I got the sheriff and his men. Will was out of town. But I know where he is now. Mob don't count.
I'm not going to let you go on with this, Levi. I'm going to stop you.
I don't hardly see how you can. You're going to set up a night and day watch on me. Somewhere between here and San Francisco, the opportunity will present itself.
Whoa! Mr. Chris, I guess we hit that rock slide Duke was talking about. You better come out.
Whoa.
You want to stay here, Levi, and I want your promise.
I just said an opportunity would present itself.
Charlie.
Yes, sir?
Send Duke in here.
Duke, Mr. Chris wants you.
Yes, sir?
Stay in here, Duke, and see that he stays here.
Yes, sir.
Where are we, son?
Utah. Just across the border.
There's a saddle horse out there?
Mine. Oh, no, please, sir. I can't let you do that. Chris would skin me alive.
You wouldn't shoot me if I made a break for it, would you?
Oh, no, sir. I couldn't do that.
Well, then you won't need this, eh?
Mr. Hale? Mr.
Sorry, son. I'll try and make it up to you later.
What did you expect him to do, Mr. Chris? Shoot your own brother? If you ask me...
Nobody's asking you, Charlie.
Unsaddle him, will you? Well, we can make it, Chris, if we detour about 10 miles south. Looks like that whole mountain slid in. How was your horse shod, Duke?
Sharp shot?
Well, I saw some tracks. Might have been Levi's. They were heading due east.
He's a dying man set on getting revenge on another old man who's set on hanging him. It's all wrong. I can't let it happen. Bill, you're in charge. Keep him moving. I'll catch up with you. You help him, Charlie.
Oh, yes, sir.
You lost Levi, Duke. You better help me find him. friends it's possible for two men to be.
What do you mean?
My brother and Will Rudge. Will was his deputy, right hand. They rode together and brought law together. Levi's still carrying a bullet meant for Will. Will has a scar an inch from his heart where he stopped a knife a Paiute threw at Levi. Folks used to joke, saying they were so close together they cast only one shadow. Now they're aiming to kill each other.
I'm not too clear on all the reasons why. It's got something to do with Gray, hasn't it?
Well, it had something to do with you. Levi's mind, at least. He keeps confusing you with Gray.
Do I look like he did?
Well, Gray had yellow hair, eyes about your color. In spite of his mother's blood, he didn't look any more Indian than you do. He was tall, strong, well-favored like you. But he had one flaw I don't think you have. He was sick in the head. Gray Hale was mad. Thirsty too, old boy? Or I'm hungry too, but I can't eat grass. Well, we fill our canteens, give the horses a little rest.
There's no tracks around here at all. But he must have passed by pretty close. Wonder why I didn't stop for water.
Probably didn't even see the pond. Something on your mind, Duke?
Kept me awake most of the night wondering. Of course, it's none of my business, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
About Gray? You're wondering why, if he was out of his mind, they hadn't put him away? Well, they never knew. Never even suspected, so why should they? He used to get into fights, keep beating up on his opponent, even after he hollered quits. Keep hammering on him until he was half dead. Levi used to say he was just high-spirited, just a strong kid glorying in his strength. Gray Dove, his wife, was dead. It was the only thing Levi had. You know, love and hate have one thing in common. It blinds you to everything except what you want to see. Faults of those you hate, the perfections of those you love. I don't know how much praying Levi ever did, but if he ever thanked God, it was for giving him such a golden son.
He never knew?
Deep down inside, he must have wondered. You remember when you were plucking those chickens, how he let into you? Oh, most kids are cruel in an unthinking sort of way.
Like to hurt small animals, beat up on each other, but they grow out of it. Gray never did. He got worse. Maybe the best break Levi ever had was when they hanged his son. You're too young to know, Duke, but a man has to hang on to some illusions or he can't stand being alive. With luck, Levi will go to his grave thinking his son was a crucified saint instead of what he really was. A brutal, savage murderer.
Who did he kill?
The girl he was going to marry, Millie Rudge. Sheriff Will's daughter.
Levi was thrown, he may be hurt, or else he's walking 18 miles in his condition on a night like this.
What are you talking about?
Levi, I just saw him. Will. Help me. They're coming to kill my boy. Will. There's dying in the air tonight. Listen. There's a mob collected. You hear them? That roar has blood in it. Well, we always hated killing, remember? Even in the old days, even when they were killers, even then we killed only when we had to, and hated it. Listen. Carrying death like a banner. Well, we can't let them. Help me stop them. We've stopped them other times, other places. Death, sneak, and thief. But with an old man like you and me, well, it don't matter. But young men shouldn't die! The young soul shouldn't have to go whimpering to the Lord, asking, what have we done? What have we done?
You know what your son did.
That's what they're coming for, Will Gray, my boy. Help me.
Take him.
Yeah.
Chris, your brother.
He came back into Wyoming territory. He was told not to.
I'm not going to let you hang him.
I obey the law. He'll be hanged.
You were leading him, Will. I saw your face leading him.
Of course I was leading him. He killed my daughter.
Chris, what are we doing here? Where are we?
Well, you came back into Wyoming, Levi. We found you, and Will Rudge here.
He couldn't have killed her. He loved her. They planned marrying for months in spite of your objections, in spite of your hating his Indian blood.
Oh, I paid no mind to his Indian blood. Why, I stood up for you when you married his mother. I slapped folks down when they called him a breed, or you a squaw man.
Even when they were kids, you wouldn't let him play with her.
He was cruel, even to her sometimes. I was afraid for her.
She wasn't afraid. That's why they eloped, to get away from you.
He pretended to elope so he could kill her.
There was an accident. That canoe tipped over in the current.
They were both strong swimmers, and his face was all scratched when he came back with that lying story where she'd fought him off.
It ain't so.
When they found her, her body was all covered with bruises where he had beaten her.
There were rocks in that river by the falls. She was tossed up against them.
She was found on the far shore. Her body was never near those rocks. He killed her because he was a monster. Somewhere in the back of your mind you knew that, but you buried it. Because you didn't dare face it. He hated everything and everybody, especially if they were white. Don't tell me you didn't know that. The Indian in him was stronger than his other blood. The bad Indian, the cruel part, the savage part. He'd been called names when he was a boy by other boys, white boys. It had festered in him. And when he grew older, his hatred grew stronger. Your son hated you because you were white.
I don't believe it.
Drunk one night at the China Hat Saloon, he yelled it out so everybody could hear.
No.
We didn't tell you. It was so shocking.
You were lying. You were lying to cover up the awful wrong you did. Gray loved me. I was his father. Hate me. You were the only one that hated both of us.
On the couch, Duke.
Is he... Can he hear us?
I don't know.
Yes, Dad?
You don't hate me.
No, Dad. I love you.
You didn't kill her, did you? Did you, son?
No, Dad. Of course not.
Told you, Will.
They that love beyond the world cannot be separated. Death cannot kill what never dies, nor can spirits ever be divided that love and live in the same divine principle, the root and record of their friendship. Death is but crossing the world, as friends do the seas. They live in one another still. Duke, it was a good thing you did last night. He believed you. He died believing you. I once told you, a man keeps his illusions, he could live. If he can keep them till he dies happy. For instance, I have the illusion you're about the most decent young man I've ever known. Now, if I happen to be wrong, or if you ever change, don't you ever let me know, here?
All right, sir. I won't let you know.
Let's go, Ben. Got room on your train for another wagon?
Anything wrong?
No, nothing wrong.
We don't usually like to pick up a wagon escorted to us by the law.
Oh, we came to see him off. Nothing more to it.
What's your destination?
Anywhere.
This train's going clear through to the coast.
Suits me.
Any women with you?
No. Just me and Matt. Just the two of us.
Oh, we might as well get acquainted. My name's Duke Shannon.
Ben Morrell. My boy Terry.
We'd better get rolling. I'll show you your place in the train and tell you about the passage money and the train rules when we get to camp tonight.
Maybe we should have told them about the boy. I wouldn't have done any good. He's Ben Morrell's problem, Joe. The cross he'll have to bear.
Having a little trouble, Mr. Morrell?
I can manage.
Oh, no offense intended. Most folks need a little help their first day with a wagon train. Here, let me give you a hand with that.
I said I could manage.
Sure, mister. Sorry I bothered you. Mr. Hawks said to ask if you'd care to have supper with us. Maybe the boy?
The boy stays here with me.
You know, Bill, I've been thinking. The way McCaw's been mooning about that girl he met in Billings, we're liable to get a message any day saying that he got himself all hitched up.
What for?
What for? Haven't you ever heard of the birds and the bees? Psst.
Well, sure, Charlie, I have, but I didn't think that you had.
Well, they coming?
He'd rather eat his own food.
It serves him right.
Unfriendly?
Downright touchy. Something isn't right with that boy and him.
Well, I've been hearing the talk go around. But, Duke, let's don't judge a man by the way he looks.
That isn't what I mean, Bill.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just a feeling.
Terry, I know it ain't nothing fancy as to stew, but it's good for a growing boy. You gotta eat something, Terry. You get yourself sick this way, it's no good. Thinking about it, I mean, won't help.
I don't want any food. And I don't want to eat with you either.
I won't force you.
They didn't want me back there, did they?
It wasn't them or you, it was me. I thought it best.
They believed you. The sheriff and the others. They didn't believe me.
Well, it don't matter what they believe now. We're going to California.
It matters to me. And I ain't going to California. I'm going back home.
Yeah, it smells good. Better than Charlie's stew. Understand now why you didn't feel like joining us.
Come for your money? How much?
Well, depends on how far you're going with us. Of course, that can wait till Mr. Hale gets back.
That enough to get me to California?
What's riding you, Mr. Morrell?
I'm accustomed to doing for myself. Anything wrong with that, Mr. Hawks?
Well, it's a good trait, usually, until you carry it too far. But you're not alone here. There's better than 250 people on this train. They're all headed west to California. More than 1,000 miles away. We're going to run into storms and freezes, breakdowns, Indians. Some of us will get sick and some will die. We'll find that we are going to have to help one another to make it through.
I'll do my share of the work.
We'll expect you to. I don't know why you left where you came from, and I don't much care. But almost everyone on this train has their own personal reasons why they pulled up hometown stakes and are heading west. You're entitled to yours. But you're going to find that this is a long, hard trip. Make it a lot easier on yourself if you come out of that shell of yours and start mixing with other folks.
Most folks have long noses. I do my share of the work. But I'm not a friendly man, and I don't much care for the company of other folk.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Good night, Ben.
Letty!
Let me alone, Ralph. Go back to the wagon.
No. It's the devil's work you're doing.
She promised me that it would work at the full of the moon. She said I was cursed, that it was my only hope.
That gypsy camp outside Fort Rollins. That's where the money went.
Oh, Ralph, You know I've tried everything else. Doctors, midwives, prayers. A barren woman is a lonely woman, Ralph.
If it's the Lord's will.
The Lord's will? The Lord's will that I be childless. We've been married for 10 years, Ralph. And in all that time...
Letty, come back to the wagon.
No. Please. I'll come back later. I'll come back later. Hello? Are you alone?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like a piece of that apple pie? Well, now you come right over here. Come on. What's your name?
Terry.
Terry. Oh, that's a nice name. Sit down, Terry. Sit down. I'm Mrs. Morse. Here. This is very good. Now. Well, go ahead. Please. Well, you are hungry. Didn't you have your supper? Didn't your father feed you? He didn't, did he?
He doesn't like me.
And that's the way he punishes you, by letting you go without your supper. Well, I'll just fix you some. Ralph, this boy is hungry.
I just saw your father, boy. He's worried about you.
Well, he should be, leaving a boy go without his supper. Now, you go right ahead. I'll fix you something.
Terry? Past our bedtime. We better get back to our wagon.
Terry, you come again sometime.
Better go with your pa.
He ain't my pa.
I'm your father.
No. And you're not my father.
Well, you're all tightened up inside like a knot that won't come undone, I know.
How do you know? All I want to do is just go back home. I don't care what they said. I just want to go back home.
Well, we're not going back there, not for a long time, son. Terry, you've got to forget.
No.
In time, you will. You will in time, son. Things will be better in California. We'll get a new start together.
They won't want me there. Nobody wants me.
That's not true. Look at me, son. Look at me. I'm your father. I want you. You're the only thing in this world that means anything to me at all.
I hate you. You shot my mother. You did it, you. I want to go home.
Something? I lost my clothes, Bill. I can't find them nowhere.
I found them.
Smart, Alec. Just for that, you can fix your own breakfast.
Charlie, was that you I heard moaning all last night?
Well, what if it was?
Hey, you're sounding a little bit mean.
Well, don't.
What happened to your jaw? You look like an overgrown chipmunk with a hickory nut 2 sizes too big for him.
Toothache, Bill. Kept me awake all night. I think it's a great big wizard, too. Look. Huh?
Yeah, you lost those a long time ago.
My grandpa used to give me a chaw tobacco. Work like a charm.
Oh, I tried it. It didn't help me at all, Duke. I tried it all night.
Charlie, this old...
Ha! You stay where you are. You come any close to me with them pictures, and I'll knock a hole in that hollow head of yours. I'll need it.
Charlie, there's a half a bottle of whiskey in a supply wagon. Why don't you go get it and try some on that tooth of yours?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, if that doesn't work, we'll have to take you back to that town we passed yesterday and have the dentist yank it out for you.
Oh, no. That'll work, Bill. I'll get the whiskey.
You, good hand with flapjacks?
Nope. You?
No.
Well, I guess this is better than starving until Charlie's back on the job.
That doesn't worry me half as much as that sky up there. You know, Duke, we're in for a spell of real bad weather. Better get an early start this morning and take the North Fork Road as far as Ben's Canyon. Check the river. That storm hits before we get there, we'll be stalled for a week on this side of it.
My, he's a handsome little boy, Ralph. It isn't right that a man like that should have such a boy while we're all alone.
Now, Letty.
Do you know he's as ugly as sin? It just doesn't seem possible that he could be the father of that boy. Makes me uneasy just knowing that he's driving behind us.
He hasn't bothered anyone.
They say that he was run out of that town we passed through this morning. Nobody knows why. He's such an evil-looking man. It must have been something terrible he did.
Winchester carbine. Ever handle one before? I was about your age when my grandpa showed me how to handle one. We used to go deer hunting together. Here, take a look. It's all right. I took the cartridges out. One thing to remember about a rifle, though. Don't ever point it at anybody unless you mean to shoot.
No. No!
That's what the boy said, Zeb. Letty and I both heard him. The boy ran off like he was afraid of him. Upset my wife pretty badly. She was only trying to be nice to the boy.
I always figured there was something wrong about him. The way he joined us back there, with a sheriff's escort all around his wagon like they was running him out of town. We're peaceful folks here, Ralph. Just plain decent people with nothing to hide. I figure we ought to do something about him. If he wasn't good enough for them townspeople back there, I don't figure he's good enough for us.
It's the boy I'm worried about.
You can save yourself the trouble, mister. The boy is my responsibility.
Ralph here says the boy ain't your son. Don't you go getting high and mighty with us, mister.
The name is Mr. Morrell.
We've got a right to know.
Look out, Zeb. He's pulling a knife.
All right, break it up.
Go on inside and lay down, Charlie. I'll drive a spell.
Thanks, Duke. Say, you suppose Mr. Hale would mind if I had a little sip of that bottle of medicine he carries in wagon?
Now, you heard Bill. No more of that. Only thing that'll put you out of your misery, Charlie, now is to have it yanked.
You think it'll hurt?
Nah, not a bit.
Hurts now. The last time I had a tooth pulled, I was in the Army.
Well, I hear tell things have changed a little bit since then, Charlie. They got a newfangled gas they use now. Don't feel a thing.
Gas? Ain't that dangerous?
Well, Bill says if you'd rather howl a little, he can do the job just as good and save your money besides.
Yeah, Bill said, huh? You just drive the team. I'll take my chances with that dental man. And don't hit any bumps either.
All right, Duke, roll him out. Let's go! Yeah!
I'd like to see a man who takes care of his wagon. Makes it easier on the rest of us.
I'm not thinking about the others.
You should. You know, like the wagon, a little grease of human kindness goes a long way.
I've seen many little human kindness here or elsewhere, Mr. Hawks. You come here to lecture me on it?
I'm afraid I'm not much of a hand at that. Came to apologize for drawing that gun on you this morning.
You don't have to apologize to me.
Sorry you feel that way, Ben.
Well, don't be. I've lived with this face long enough to know what I look like. You're not the first man to judge me by it, and you won't be the last. When I was a kid, I was the ugliest kid in town. I got used to it. You get used to a lot of things. Just don't come around here talking to me about human kindness. Why did you do that? Why? Terry, they don't hate you.
But I didn't do it.
Get in the wagon. Go on. Can I see your child?
Tina's mine.
Why, no, she is. But maybe I can fix it for you.
Tina's my friend. Papa want her back home at the fair. Can you fix her and make her well?
Well, now, I think maybe I can. Why, sure. A little glue. She'd be just like new. Well, that's like a little poem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A little glue. She'd be just like new.
A little glue that's like new. I like you.
Tessie!
I'm sorry, ma'am. It was my doing. It was an accident. The doll was on the ground. I wasn't looking.
You come here, Tessie. Right away.
But Mama, he's a nice man. He's gonna fix Tina for me. A little glue, be just like new.
Do like your mother says, girl. Mister, you leave my little girl alone, or so help me, I'll take a bullwhip to you.
The grease of human kindness.
Storm in the hills, Duke. I figure the river will be rising fast.
Can we cross?
Yeah, if we make it before dark.
We better keep him rolling.
How is he?
Worse than ever.
Well, there's no sense in listening to him moan another night. Take a couple saddle horses and ride back to that town where we picked up the Morel wagon. Ought to be somebody there qualified to pull teeth.
Who'll drive the wagon?
I was driving wagons before you were chasing grasshoppers, sonny boy. We'll meet you on the other side of the river.
Come on, Charlie. We get back to that boarding house, I'll buy you a big, juicy steak.
That's just what I need. Steak.
Evening, Ben.
Evening.
How's Terry, liking the trip so far?
All right. He's in the wagon.
Isn't it kind of early for a boy that age? What's the matter? Is he sick?
Nope. He's more comfortable in there studying his lessons.
Studying?
There's no reason why a youngster shouldn't keep up with the schoolwork even in a wagon train.
Well, I guess not. Fixing clocks a hobby of yours?
My work, Mr. Hawks. Had my own shop for 20 years. I don't feel much like small talk, Mr. Hawks, if you'll excuse me.
Well, I won't keep you. Just making the rounds of the camp. We're due for some bad weather tonight or tomorrow. You got any leaks in that canvas of yours, you better get them fixed before you turn in tonight. You got a rifle handy?
I keep one locked up in my trunk.
Well, you better get it out and load it. We're in Shoshone country. Expect trouble from the Indians at any time.
Well, I'm not much hand with a rifle.
Yeah, well, too few of them on this train are. But from here on out, we're going to have to depend quite a bit on those rifles.
Ralph, do you hear me? We've got to do something about that boy. Ralph? Now, don't make out that you don't hear me. I've known you better than 11 years, and you always do this to me. You always play deaf when I want a decision from you.
It's none of our business, Letty.
Well, whose business is it, then? I heard that boy crying last night. I know I did.
You're worrying yourself sick over that boy. Now you've got to forget him. It ain't for us to question the Lord's will. We have our health, Letty. We have each other. Maybe that's all we have allotted to us in this life.
It's not enough. A woman needs more than a man. Why should a man like that be favored when I've been denied?
Do you really want a child?
Well, you know I do.
We could have adopted the Tilson child back home.
I wanted my own. I'm a woman no different from the rest of them. I wanted my own flesh and blood, not someone else's.
How do you think I feel watching the sons of all our friends growing up around us? I'd have settled for the Tilson boy.
And I'd have had all those women laughing at me. Oh, no. I had more pride than that. But now...
But now you want the Morell boy.
Yes, I do.
Letty, do you want that boy for himself? To raise, to love? Or do you want him only out of pride? To make you feel equal to the other women around you?
Well, does it matter why I want the child?
Yes, Letty, it does. Where are you going?
I'm going to see the boy. Terry, are you in the wagon? I was worried about you. Have you eaten?
No, I wasn't hungry.
Oh, you poor child. You don't have to be afraid of me. I have some pie left over from last night. Would you like some? You're afraid of him, aren't you? Oh, that terrible man. Who is he? He isn't your father, you said. Who is he? Do you want to stay with him?
No. I hate him.
You won't have to stay with him, not one moment longer.
I want to go home. Back to my mom.
Where is she? Why isn't she with you?
He said she's dead. But she isn't dead. She isn't.
No.
Get in the wagon, Terry.
You have no right to this boy.
I'll be obliged, Mrs. Morse, if you attend to your own affairs. Your husband is probably waiting for his supper. I suggest you fix it for him.
You can't get away with this. We're decent, law-abiding people on this train. And we will not stand for your mistreating this boy.
Get out of here.
You have no right to him. And I'm going to see that he's taken away from you. And I'm going to see to it right now.
Looks like it'll be a bad night. Hope Charlie and Duke have sense enough to stay into town. Sure would have liked to have been here when that dentist clamped down on old Charlie's tooth.
Mr. Hobbs, we would like a word with you.
Well, that's what I'm here for, ma'am.
Go ahead, tell him, Ralph.
It's about the Morrell boy.
What did he do?
Oh, it isn't the boy. It's that evil man that calls himself his father. Now, we feel that that man has no right to that boy, and we want you to take him away from him.
You just hold on a minute, Mrs. Morse. Neither me nor you or anybody else has the right to take a boy away from his father.
Yes, but he's not his father.
You sure?
The boy told us so himself last night.
Anybody can see he ain't the boy's father.
How?
Why, by just looking at him. Mr. Hawks, I got 2 boys of my own. And both of them are the spitting image of me when I was their age.
Now, lucky for you. Mrs. Morris, I'm sorry, but I have no right to act in this matter.
No right? Well, we have rights. We're decent people, and we do not intend to let that man abuse that boy. Why, we don't know who he is. We don't know why he joined the wagon train. Now, if that man is not his father, just who is he?
There's one way to find out. We'll ask Ben Morrell.
Is there going to be any trouble?
No. But you better get inside, son.
I don't want to go with her, with that woman.
I know, son, I know.
I just want to go back home.
You are home. Wherever I am, that'll be home.
No. No, I want Ma.
Get inside. Go on. Get in the wagon.
There seems to be some concern here about you and the boy, Ben.
Your concern, Mr. Hawks, or hers?
My concern, too. Are you the boy's father?
Yes.
He's lying. The boy said no.
Is the boy up?
Don't you believe me?
I do. Some of these people don't. You better ask him to come out.
Won't do any good.
You see, he doesn't want us to talk to the boy.
Terry? You better come out of there, Terry. This man your father? Well, is he?
Tell him, Terry. You don't have to be afraid now.
His name is Terence Baker. I married his widowed mother when he was 3 years old.
Is that right, Terry? He's afraid, that's why he won't answer. I don't believe you.
I raised him for almost 8 years. He is my boy, Mr. Hawks.
And why did you leave the town of Chute?
My wife died. Now, will you good people please leave us alone?
No. I'm not going to leave that boy with you. Why, he's afraid, you can see that. If this man is his stepfather and raised him as he claims, then why is the boy afraid to admit it?
Mrs. Morris.
I want that boy. I can make a decent home for him.
Get her out of here, Mr. Hawks. Nobody has taken my boy away from you.
Get back to your wagons.
You believe him?
Till I learn different. Ben, I sent Duke and Charlie back to town. If there's anything that they can find out about you and the boy back there, I know they will.
Well, I guess he ain't home. Let's go.
He's asleep, most likely.
Well, let him sleep. You boys looking forward to spending the night in the calaboose?
Oh, hello, Sheriff. We were told to try this place for Mr. Bentley. He pulls teeth.
It's after his office hours.
Yeah, but this is an emergency.
It sure looks like it. Hey, you'll find Bentley over at the church. He leads the men's choir.
That settles it, Duke. There ain't no psalm-singing preacher going to put his hand in my mouth.
Well, Bentley ain't partial to anyone interfering with him when he's at choir practice.
We'll join him with the choir. Which way to the church?
Aren't you with the wagon train that came by this way yesterday?
Yeah.
How's Ben Morrell making out with a boy?
Why?
Nothing.
Just a minute, Sheriff. I'd like to ask you about Ben Morrell. He's not made himself too popular a man with the train, and some of the folks have been talking. Rumor about him being run out of this town.
I'm sorry to hear that. No, he wasn't run out of town. Ben, well, something happened that made it hard for him to stay. I was hoping there wouldn't be any trouble. Ben asked me not to say anything when he joined the wagon train, but, well, I've been thinking it over and worrying about it. I'll come along with you, lend a little official support for you with Bentley. Yeah, it's a long, tragic story about Ben and the boy.
Back to sleep, Terry.
Mr. Hawks. Mr. Hawks, they've gone.
Who's gone?
Ben Morrell and the boy. You should have let me take that boy last night. Now Lord knows what will happen to them.
Anybody see him leave?
No, not that we know of.
Must have left during the storm.
If they didn't try to make it back across that river.
Thought you two had better sense than this. Why didn't you stay in town? We planned to. After we had a talk with the sheriff, we figured we'd better get back right away.
Just about Ben Morrell.
And the boy.
I knew there was something wrong with that evil man.
Not the man, the boy. He accidentally killed his ma. Shot her with a rifle.
Boy killed his own mother?
It's not a very happy story, Bill. From what I got from the sheriff, she wasn't much of a woman. She deserted Ben and the boy shortly after she married Morrell. Just ran off. She came back about a year later, but she didn't come back to make a home for Ben and the boy. The sheriff said Ben and his wife had fought. Terry came home. I guess he thought Ben was hurting her. He had a rifle and there was an accident. Ben never let the boy know how his ma really felt about him. The sheriff said she hated being tied down with a child.
And Ben Morrell wasn't run out of town?
No. It was his idea to leave. He was thinking of the boy.
This isn't the way home.
This is home till we get settled again.
You lied to me.
I've never lied to you. We'll wait till the other wagons are gone, then we'll go back.
Back to Ma?
No. Sometime we'll go back there, but not now.
You just don't want to ever let me see her again, do you? You want me to believe that she's dead. That I shot my own mother.
Listen to me, Terry. She is dead. You've got to accept that. You've got to face the truth.
No. No, that's not the truth.
It was an accident.
I love my mother. I loved her. And she loved me. You know that.
She was your mother.
I couldn't shoot my own mother. I just couldn't. It was you who shot her.
No, Terry. You've got to understand what happened. You thought I was hurting her. I was only trying to help her. To help you. I didn't want you to come home and find her drunk again.
No. No, that's not true. I didn't do it. I loved her. I love my mother. If she's dead, you killed her.
He didn't stay on the road. Turned north about half a mile up. Shoshone country.
We'll need 8 or 10 men with good horses. We'll have to spread out wide in order to find them.
I'll come. I think we owe Ben Morrell that much.
Well, it's not as bad as I thought. Bullet drove a hunk of wood right into his side.
Where's Terry?
Oh, he's probably up there hiding someplace. He tried to kill you, didn't he, Ben?
That's not his fault. Not his fault, Mr. Hawks.
He killed your wife, didn't he?
That was an accident. He saw me struggling with his mother. He tried to stop it. It's the boy that matters now. It's Terry. He's got to be made to understand. He's got to realize I love him. I love that boy and he needs me.
Ben, he shot you.
He didn't know what he was doing. Now he's out there somewhere alone. Mr. Hawks, you've got to find him for me. You've got to find him.
Get him in a wagon, put a bandage on his side. Come on, Duke. No need to run, son. Your paw's all right.
I don't want to go back to him. I want to go back home to my mom.
Your ma's dead. We know she's dead, and we know you killed her.
We know you didn't mean to, but it's what happened. I know it's a pretty hard thing to face. But a boy has to learn to stand up to things, even if they hurt. You don't want to believe. It's easier for you to run away from it. Blot it out of your mind. But inside you, I know you know the truth, don't you?
There's some things between a man and woman, son, that are best known only to themselves. Your ma had her problems. She and your pa quarreled. You couldn't understand this. There was something between them. You thought she was being hurt, so you wanted to protect her.
But I loved her.
We know, son. But she is dead. And you can't go back. You can only pray.
Pa is waiting for you, Terry. He loves you and he wants you very much. You know, Duke, if love and understanding can help that boy, one day he's going to make a fine man.
Eddie?
Not for long, Judd. Well, that posse's coming back.
You won't be here waiting.
We can't get very far with them. They're about windbroke now.
Far enough. We'll walk them down the ridge. We'll ride them till they quit. Then we'll get a couple of fresh horses.
Where are we going?
To a town a long way from here. A place called Ansara. Ever hear of it?
No.
Ever run across anybody who had?
No. What's in this town?
Ghosts. Let's go.
Time to gather the wood, he says. Canvas needs mending. Pancakes are too well done. Ha! What'd you put in that stew, he says, Charlie? One of these.
Your horse, old man?
Yeah.
Trade you even?
Oh, I can't do that. Tell you what, though, there's a wagon train camped down the road ahead. Maybe you can do some swapping there.
Well, there's no need to bother them. I'll leave you my horse. He's worth a lot more once he's rested.
No.
That horse isn't for sale or trade, mister.
No.
Charlie, you better get that wood back to camp.
Yes, sir. I'll tell the boys you're coming in, too, Bill.
You in charge of that wagon train Pop was talking about?
I am till the wagon master gets back. I'm Bill Hawks.
You ride pretty close herd on your men.
I've been watching you ever since you were in the shadow of Squaw Butte.
Well, as you can see, me and my friend need a couple of fresh horses. We're willing to buy them if you're not asking too much.
Like I said, our horses aren't for sale, but you're welcome to spend the night and rest up if you like.
You'll be obliged.
Rabbit fricassee tonight, man, if you care to wait around. Looks pretty good, too.
Thanks, Pop. We don't figure to be here that long.
Take a look at your horses. You ride them real hard, mister. Being watered and fed. Night's rest, you might be able to travel.
Can't wait that long. Plan to be in town by tonight.
The nearest town's Ansara. It's a long ride from here.
You been there?
No, it's off our course. South of here. Your horses can't make it that far.
Look, you got a fine bunch of horses back there. You won't miss a couple.
Like I said before, our horses aren't for sale. You expect to get there tonight, you'll ride your own. Charlie?
Yeah?
I expect Duke and Chris before dark. That means we'll be pulling out early in the morning. You better pass the word.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Duke. Leave you up for lost. Where's Chris?
Still in Fort Anderson in some hassle over that Army contract. He wants us to move on. He'll catch up with us at Big Pines Crossing. What's Charlie got cooking in the pot?
Rabbit stew.
I'm too hungry to be particular.
Something bothering you, mister?
It's a guest of ours, Duke. Rode in a couple hours ago. Figured they'll be leaving in the morning.
Sorry, mister. Guess I wasn't expecting company.
You riding alone?
Hmm?
We were expecting the wagon master.
Mr. Hale had to stay on at Fort Anderson.
Come on, Eddie, let's get settled for the night.
You know who that is, don't you?
Yep. Judge Steele.
Gunslinger. One in Nebraska and Missouri. Worth $5,000 to half a dozen county sheriffs any way they bring him in. What's he doing this far south?
Riding on, I hope. Heading for a town called Ansara.
What's he doing here?
Looking for a couple of horses. Told him we didn't have any to spare.
Don't tangle with him, Bill.
I don't intend to, Duke. Oh, you better dig in. I got some things to check on.
Couldn't have been the rabbit fricassee. You and Duke both had two helpings. Matter of it, Bill ain't seen you this nervous.
Checked all the wagons. I'll be ready to roll in the morning.
Who's guarding the horses, Duke?
Jeffers?
You expecting trouble? What's the matter? The cat got your tongue?
How far is this on Sarah?
5 years. Life is like a circle, Eddie. You ride far enough, you end up right back where you started. We're not waiting till morning for a couple of wind-broken horses. We're riding out here tonight on the two best horses in that corral.
Man has to slip back a long way to horse stealing, Judge.
You know me.
I was in hopes you'd leave here without causing any trouble.
You figure stopping me?
I'm gonna try. You get out of here.
Wasn't my idea. I told him we should mosey out and
Get on your own horse and get out of here while you can.
Giving you a chance in 3 in a shootout with Judge Steele.
Steele? You mean he's the famous?
Bill shot a horse thief. That's all anybody needs to know.
Yeah.
Bury him on that rise over there.
Much to show for a man's life. $4.06, old faded family picture. The gun that he lived by. Much to show who he was or what he was or why he was. A man that I had to kill because he tried to steal one of our horses.
You just have to forget about him, Bill. You realize what you're doing, Bill?
Yeah, I'm going to Aunt Sarah to report a killing.
Bill, they'll be coming from all over to see you. The man that killed Judge Steele.
This is as far as it'll go, just between us. As far as anybody else on this train is concerned, you killed a horse thief.
It won't keep, Duke. You know it and I know it. It's Judge Steele that we buried. Even a man like Steele has a family, a past, somebody who would want to know that he's dead. Maybe even somebody might want to know where he was buried.
Sure. Half the sheriffs up north would, and they'd pay a good price, too. Leave him alone, Bill. Leave him where he is.
I can't. We know what kind of a reputation Steele had as a gunslinger. He could have killed me, but he didn't. He didn't even have the hammer back on his pistol. He hesitated just for a fraction of a second. A man that wanted to commit suicide. Like a man that suddenly wanted to die. That's why I'm going to Aunt Sarah.
Bill, do you know what'll happen when you tell that sheriff in town? Just like Charlie said, you'll be a marked man for the rest of your life. You'll be the man who killed Judge Steele.
You two get these wagons rolling. Tell Chris I'll catch up with him when I can.
Hello there. The marshal isn't in. Can I be of any help, Mr.
Bill Hawks. I'm with the Chris Hill wagon train. We're headed for California.
Oh, Nathan Forge. I've heard of Mr. Hale. I envy you your traveling, your adventures. My job is more prosaic. You see, I'm the town banker.
A lot of days I'd like to trade jobs with you. Where can I find the marshal?
West Thomas? Oh, you might find him almost anywhere in town. But mostly he kills time playing pool down at the saloon.
Thank you.
Say, I noticed you stopped by the memorial. Did you know Captain Steele?
I knew Judge Steele.
One of the finest men I ever knew. I rode with him under Jubal Early. He was the state's most decorated man, you know, Mr. Hawks. This town will always remember him with great honor. Just where did you meet him?
On Old Mission Road. Yesterday. He was headed this way.
Marshal?
Yeah.
Marshal Thomas?
All right, mister, what's rushing you?
Nothing that won't keep until you're finished here.
Hold it. What do you want to see me about?
It's customary to report a killing to the law.
That's right. Who was killed?
Judge Steele.
Judge Steele.
Tried to steal one of our horses. I had to kill him. He's buried in a shallow grave just off Mission Road. He was headed this way when it happened.
You killed someone who was going to take one of your horses. Then you come in here with a story about it being Judge Steele. Now, what's your angle?
No angle. I killed him, and I thought you ought to know about it. There's a $5,000 reward on his head up north.
Are you trying to tell us that Captain Steele was an outlaw and a murderer?
I don't know about Captain Steele, but Judge Steele was. I've got his horse and his gun outside. I've got his...
Nobody's going to talk that way about the cat and whisk.
Hold it, Stan, all of you. So I want to show you something. Come on, it's only about a 5-minute walk.
Ursula, why don't you go home? I'll take care of things at the window. Till closing time.
What does that man know about my husband, Nathan?
Hawks? Nothing. It's not him I'm worried about.
Wesley?
He's in love with you, too. And he's a bad loser. If Hawks gets through to him, he should begin to suspect.
I know. But Wesley doesn't know. All these years, Nathan. These long, trying years. Maybe it would have been better
to have left town. Hawks killed a horse thief out on Mission Road. A man he thought was Judge Steele. He'll tell Thomas about it, and he'll ride back to his wagon train, and that'll be the end of it.
What if he doesn't leave?
He'll go. Why would he stay?
I don't know. But I have a feeling.
You go on home. I'll take care of things with Wes and Hawks.
Yes, Nathan.
Dies once, Hawks, even a man like Judge Steele. He was killed 5 years ago, saving the payroll of the Blackjack silver mine. His widow lives in a house down on Alamo Road. After seeing all this, you still figure to tell her husband was a horse thief? You killed him?
I might after I...
After nothing, mister. Now, my advice to you is to get on that horse and ride out of here before you get into some real trouble.
Yes?
I'm Bill Hawks. May I come in?
Well, I don't know you, Mr. Hawks.
Well, I knew your husband. It is important.
I haven't been feeling well when you knocked. I was lying down. I'm afraid I'm not in the proper mood to welcome my husband's old friends.
I said I knew your husband, ma'am. He wasn't a friend of mine.
This was his. I thought you ought to have it.
You must be mistaken.
I don't think so. This was Judge Steele's, and that's his horse tied up out there.
Mr. Hawks, I don't understand you. Are you aware that my husband's been dead these past 5 years?
Has he? He was alive yesterday, and he was headed this way. He was coming home, wasn't he?
I don't know whom you saw yesterday or what you hope to gain by this absurd contention, but my husband was buried.
The marshal showed me the grave.
Then why did... It could be.
And these are your children?
Yes, but well, anyone could have...
Had this in their possession? You don't believe that, Mrs. Steele.
My husband went to war with that picture, Mr. Hawks. He fought through many campaigns. It could have been lost, picked up by almost anyone. My husband is dead. You saw where he was buried. What are you after?
The truth? I killed a man last night. A man with an old saber scar over his right eye. A man that was wanted by the law in Nebraska and Missouri.
It wasn't my husband.
Ma'am, he was Judge Steele.
No. No. Whoever he was, the man you killed, let him lie out there. Please.
I wish I could.
Oh, God. Let him lie there.
Feed and water for the both of them.
Overnight?
I don't know.
After I showed him the grave, I thought he would leave, but he's still going around town with that lie. If he bothers you again, I'll run him out of town, Ursula.
Oh, thank you, Wes. But I hope that won't be necessary.
You know, he could be making an honest mistake. The man he shot could have called himself Judge Steele. It's not an uncommon name.
Yes, it's very possible.
Ursula, it's been 5 years now. A woman can grieve over a man only so long. Even a man like Judge Steele. Now you know how I feel about you.
I do know. But I'm dead, Wes, inside. I can give nothing. I'm sorry.
Give me a beer.
Give him a beer, Rudy. Give the great big man a beer. No charge, fella. Not for the man who says he killed Judge Steele. Let's pin a medal on him, Rudy. You know the one you got in the cigar box under the counter. The one they gave you after Falls Church. I said there was no charge, fella.
The name's Hawks.
Well, now. Free beer ain't good enough for you, huh?
Left town. Or at least I hoped you had.
Why?
Why, for your own good. Or at least for the peace of the town. By now, I thought you'd be aware of your error. I had a talk with Marshal Thomas. He told me you were planning to leave Aunt Sarah now that you found out the truth about Captain Steele.
The truth? What is the truth, Mr. Forge? Is it here in town, in that grave up the cemetery, or in that story behind the stone monument?
Why, Mr. Hawks? Why do you insist in involving yourself in this?
Because I'm personally involved, that's why. And let's say that I wouldn't let a man, even an outlaw, lie in an unmarked grave. Now, you tell me, what is the truth?
The truth is on that monument in the square. It says all you should know. Captain Judson P. Steele, war hero, outstanding citizen.
What kind of a man was he?
He was the marshal of this town before Mr. Thomas came. Before the war, he was a Georgia farm boy. He was killed on that road out there to the Blackjack silver mine 5 years ago. Not much of a town, is it, Mr. Hawks? Maybe it hasn't much of a future either. But it's got one thing. Something to be proud of. Something that makes a man stand tall when he walks down the street. That monument. And the memory of Judge Steele. And no one, not ever, is going to tear that down.
Even the truth?
Why, you still think that the man you shot was Judge Steele, don't you?
I know he was. War hero or outlaw? What was he, Mr. Forge?
Go away, Hawks. Go back to your train. Ride on to California. You just leave us alone.
Sam Broderick, the undertaker?
Yes, sir. Also stonecutter, mason, any other odd jobs? Would you like to order a headstone?
Nope.
Well, eternity's a long road, brother. Very few of us can pick the time we're passing. What is it you wanted?
You buried Judge Steele?
Are you asking that?
Was he Judge Steele? Was he?
His wife said he was. So did Nathan Forge. He knows him better than I did.
You know him, too.
I knew him before he went to war. And after he come back. Yes, I knew him.
This man you buried 5 years ago, was he Captain Steele?
What is left of him?
What do you mean, what was left of him, Sam? How'd he die?
Shotgun blast in the face. Both barrels. He was carrying a $50,000 payroll to Blackjack Mine. He didn't get there.
Who found him? Nathan Forge?
Yeah, Nathan found him. Took the payroll back to the mine. Buried Captain Steele.
Mrs. Steele did the morning, huh?
Well, not only Mrs. Steele, mister. All of us did.
Maybe it's about time to quit mourning.
talk with him, Sam? What did he want?
Want to know how the captain died. Does that matter, Mr. Ford?
Yes.
Your horse is saddled and waiting for you at the stables. Now get on it and get out of Aunt Sarah. And don't come back. Not here. Not to this town.
I'll ride out of here when I'm ready, mister, and not before. Not for Mr. Forge, Mrs. Steele, or the marshal.
I guess it'll have to be for me, Hawks. You should have stayed with that wagon train, Hawks. You should have never come in Sarah with that lie about Captain Steele.
You figure to use that on me?
I should have brought along a horsewhip. But this'll have to do.
Should have brought along a gun.
I have. Now get rid of that gun belt.
No, not in here.
Get out of here, Seb. Stay out. Saddle his horse. Take him out of town the back way. I don't want West to see you. Leave him about 5 miles out, headed for Mission Road. I don't think he'll be back.
It's not catching. Here, take care of him.
You can't stay here.
I don't intend to, just my horse. Where can I wash?
They said you wouldn't be back.
That horse that I brought in here earlier, I want you to bring him out here saddled. Just the way he was when I left him. My memorial to Judge Steele.
Prospector says to her, it wasn't me that kicked you, it was Annie. Annie, she says? Now, who's Annie?
And the prospector says, Annie's my burro.
Who sent you after me?
I wasn't supposed to come back.
Who sent you?
He was only trying to scare you, Hawks. Get you off our back.
I ask you a question. Who sent you after me?
Nathan Forge.
Where can I find him?
He lives in the hotel.
You shouldn't have come back.
Why? What are you and the rest of them afraid of?
You responsible for that?
I figured that Judge Steele's horse belonged there.
You ought to be lynched.
Is that what you want? Do you want the truth buried?
You're wearing the truth like a millstone around your neck, Hawks.
Yeah, and I can't let it go. I owe it to myself and the man I shot. I have to find out why he drew on me and then hesitated just long enough for me to kill him.
You really believe that man was Judge Steele, don't you?
There's a picture in there, Marshal. Take a look at it.
Where'd you get this?
Off of Judge Steele's body. I showed it to Mrs. Steele. She didn't deny it.
The man you shot, what'd he look like?
He had an old saber scar over his right eye.
Why'd you tell me this before?
Because you or nobody else would give me a chance.
Where are you going?
To see Forge. He didn't want me to come back either.
Forge did that?
Forge is a town banker, Marshal. He doesn't work with his hands, he just gives orders.
Wait a minute. If you're right, I'll help you get Forge. But if Mrs. Steele tells me you're wrong, I'll help Forge kill you. Why, Ursula? Why didn't you tell me Captain Steele didn't die 5 years ago?
He left me and the children. Left us to face our friends, the people who looked up to him, to us.
Hawks is out there looking for Nathan. And if Nathan finds him first, he'll kill him. Is that what you want?
No, no. No matter what you think of me now, Wes. I never wanted it to come to that.
Then we better get out there and find him before it does.
You think what you're hiding is worth killing me for?
Yes. I didn't want it to happen this way. I'd had enough killing during the war. I never wanted to kill again.
You know, killing becomes a habit like it did with Judd.
Yes, just like Judd. With him, it was always war. He never got over it. Never regained his balance, his sense of values. But what he was before the war is what matters. It's the only thing that matters.
Is it?
Or is it your hide that you're concerned about?
I never place that much value on my hide. But there are some things a man will kill for. Some things more important than himself.
More important than the truth?
Hawks, I could have killed you a dozen times from my window. But I hoped you'd go away, leave us alone. Now you've left me no choice.
Nathan, drop that gun. Wes, I can still finish him off before you can pull that trigger.
Nathan! Nathan! I told Wes. Yes. It was my husband you shot, Mr. Hawks. My husband who deserted me 5 years ago.
Ursula.
I've always been a proud woman. Proud of myself. Proud of my husband. My children. But he left me.
Nathan, you covered for him all these years.
Not only for my husband, Wes, but for me, for my children, and for all of us here in Aunt Sarah. Tell them, Nathan. Tell them the truth.
No, Ursula.
Nathan, please. For us.
Judd was taking the payroll to the mine that day. 2 men, drifters most likely, they tried to hold him up. I was waiting for him at the mine. When he didn't show up, I went after him. I found the bodies on the trail where they fell. The payroll was gone. I knew then what had happened. I guess Judd had been waiting for this chance for a long time. But he was my friend. I couldn't let him destroy the people that had believed in him, or make a mockery of that monument out there. So, God help me, I used the shotgun on one of them. Brought the body back as Judd.
You knew this all the time, Ursula.
No. Nathan tried to spare me the truth. Judd was less kind. 2 months after I thought I'd buried him, I received a letter with no return address, postmarked somewhere in Nebraska. I guess he still had some residue of conscience. He wrote to tell me where he'd hidden $20,000 of the payroll. I was to use it to live on.
The payroll money, Nathan, where'd that come from?
I took bank funds to cover the payroll. The mine would have closed. The town would have folded without that payroll. For 5 years, I've been paying it back, Mr. Hawks. Another year, my embezzlement would have been covered. Just another year.
The $20,000, Ursula?
It was the bank's money. Long ago, I turned it over to Nathan.
You want to know the truth about Judd. Is it better than the lie? For Judd's children, for the town, for all the folks that believed in him.
As far as I'm concerned, Captain Steele is still buried here in Aunt Sarah. Unless Mr. Hawks feels different about it.
It's your lie. You have to live with it.